As much as you advertise this subreddit in your videos here and there, it is not enough. The subreddit will never take off if you won't participate in dialogue with your fans. This sub is dead, and all that gets posted here are your videos. Start engaging with your fans if you want the community to grow. That was from a post on our subreddit at SpawnWave, the SpawnWave subreddit. And we've had the Reddit there for a little while now, the subreddit. A couple of people from the community set it up and kind of posted different things there now and then. And I did have time where I was looking at it and checking it out and everything, but at times I would get pretty busy and I wouldn't really be able to do that. But here's the thing, they kept building it. So I figure at this point I'm going to do something with it now, because I have kind of fallen back from it a little bit more than I should have. So I think we're going to go through it and take a look at some of the stuff that people have on there. And if you are not part of the SpawnWave Reddit, go sign up. They have 839 members on it right now, and I think their next milestone is 1,000. So let's get the subreddit to 1,000 at this point, because it'd be cool to see. It looks like right now there's actually 4 people on there, including myself, of course. So let's see what we have here. Is Spawn a Sony pony? That's interesting. I've never been called a Sony fanboy. I've been called an Xbox fanboy. I know, right? I've been called an Xbox fanboy when I talked heavily about the Scorpio for a while there, or the Xbox One X now, although I'm getting the Scorpio edition, so I guess I can call mine the Scorpio. And Nintendo fan, and I've been called a PC fan. This is the first time, believe it or not, that I've ever been called a Sony pony. By the way, those names are just, they're so dumb. Oh my gosh. Let's take a look at this. Here we go. I enjoyed watching his videos every day, usually because he's not a game reviewer. And he doesn't have an annoying voice like some YouTubers, but I've been noticing something lately. Is Spawn secretly a Sony pony? Well, you can ask my PlayStation 4 Pro that. I think it still has the thermocoupler hanging out of it. I really take that out of there. It's easy because the PS4 Pro doesn't go anywhere because it's stuck with the outlet and the HDMI cable. But the Switch is harder to keep control of since, you know, doesn't need a TV or a wall outlet. First, he gets butthurt when Sony's E3 was terrible. Then he tried to say they won E3. I'm pretty sure I talked about Sony as them letting me down because they're leading the market right now. They should be the ones out there really pushing things forward, and their E3 conference just kind of fell flat for me. I actually thought out of the 3, Microsoft had the best stage presentation, definitely the best stage presence. Everything that was going on there looked so much better than Sony's. They had cutaways with different people. They even put out a Porsche on the stage. So I think Microsoft had by far the best stage presentation. But I think when it came to games, I feel like Nintendo had the better presentation with first-party games, and Sony just, I don't know, theirs was boring. It was just very boring for some reason. There wasn't a lot to it, and I was a little disappointed. But I thought Ubisoft had the best presentation out of everyone. The Switch has been outselling the PS4 every month for a while, and the Switch has so many good games coming out before Christmas. Well, I'm pretty sure, I think the PS4 took the NPD, I think twice since the Switch came out, but for the most part, yeah, if the Switch is in stock, it sells out and wins the NPDs. It seems to be when there's stock issues that the PS4 took that NPD. That was when we had that real dip in stock availability, is when the PlayStation kind of just won it by default because the Xbox isn't selling. Let's be realistic right now. We're waiting for the X. People just aren't buying. You'd be a fool right now if you want a 4K system to buy the S because, well, get the X, I guess. And at that point, Sony just kind of won it just because they were there. Christmas is interesting. And that's kind of what Facts of Life 2017 goes on to say. The Switch has been outselling the PS4 every month for a while. So many good games come out for Christmas. And here's the thing. I said I think the PS4 will end up winning the NPD in December because I just don't think there will be enough stock for the Switch. And PlayStation will have tons of stock available at the time. And their projections are higher than Nintendo's right now going into the holidays. So I think Sony will probably outsell it, specifically because of lack of stock. In a perfect world, if they both had infinite stock, the Switch would win. Yes, it would win the NPDs for December, but because I think there will be some supply constraint in some areas, not in all areas, because some people are saying, I see Switches all the time, then people are like, I never see them. That's your case there. You can pretty much go to any Walmart, any Target, any Best Buy. They will have several PS4s in stock, no problem. I do like that. I guess I've been called every name at this point. I've been called Sony Pony, Xbot, Nintendo Drone, and PC Master Race. So I have effectively done the Grand Slam at this point. I haven't been called a Sega fanboy. I haven't been called an Atari fanboy yet. That's kind of a shame. I guess I still have more to go here, so, but I do like that post. That's actually pretty fun to read. I like going on the Reddit and seeing some of this stuff, just for fun. Let's see what else we have here. What are the odds that Spawnwave will review the Nyko doc? This is interesting. Nyko sends me stuff a lot, but the problem is I get stuff from them like 2 weeks after the item comes out, and there's already tons of reviews, and sometimes the stuff they send are just, it's boring. Philip did a good review on the charge blocks, like 2 weeks before I got the charge blocks. And I opened one up and there was nothing in it. So I don't really know why I would do anything with it at that point. So I hope Nyko maybe in the future gets this stuff out to me a little quicker. I would like to do reviews before it's even out so people know if it's worth buying or not. But man, they've been very slow about getting it to me. However, the dock is coming. They said they were sending me the dock, so I guess I'll get it sometime this century. This was a good one. Here's one where they have inside details on the Sega Spartan. I think what they did here, what they're saying, is they sent an email to see if there's any more information about it. And it came back saying, regarding the open versus closed source, I think I should make that clear on the site actually. Only parts of the OS are open source. The core, for security reasons, will be closed source. We plan to build peripherals which will allow you to plug in a disk drive or cartridge so you can play older games? Oh no, instead of discs, we're looking into using SD cards for newer games? Oh no. This is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. Okay, so they're going to sell the system, it looks like, and I assume those peripherals do not come with it. So then you have to buy a separate peripheral for discs like Sega CD or Sega Saturn or Dreamcast. And then you also need to buy a separate one for what appears to be Sega Genesis Master System. That seems like a bad idea. It doesn't seem good. And they talk about using like SD cards, kind of like how the cards we use for like the Nintendo Switch, for example. Very expensive. We see developers jumping through hoops to make sure they don't have to use anything larger than 8 GB. We've even seen Doom, like the single player go on 1, but then they make you download the multiplayer. And don't even get started on what NBA 2K has done, right? It's insane. And they want to use SD cards? Oh man, how expensive do you think that's going to be? This system just keeps falling apart. The more and more I hear about this thing, it just seems like such a bad idea. Sega's not going to sign off on this. I bet a video how Nintendo just solved part of its biggest problem. Great news, you can now move your saves. Edit, you can only transfer your profile and saves for now. That kind of cut itself off at the knees before it got started. This could be good. A comparison only Spawnwave can do. I think Spawnwave should do a comparison between the board size, the Xbox One, the PS4, and the Switch. Maybe if people see the physical difference, they might grasp more how impressive the fact is that it can do what it does. That tripped me up a little bit there at the end. Easy enough. The Xbox One is the largest board. The PS4 is the second largest, and then the Switch is the smallest. So it's going to go in order of largest to smallest. Xbox One, PS4, the Switch. PS4 and the PS4 Pro are the same size boards, pretty much. They're no different. But the Xbox One's board is massive. Switch's board is tiny. It's a little larger than a laptop, or I'm sorry, it's a little larger than a lot of tablet boards I've worked with. So yes, the Switch should be impressive to most people, but it's not because they're not really into the technical stuff. These are the kind of posts I like to see, is when people reach out and then other people on the Reddit help them. This person had a soft brick issue when they updated to 4. That was actually posted a little earlier on today, but then somebody here was able to help them. Burning Shadow is actually able to help them, essentially just holding the power button down for a long time. The Switch also has a back office menu, kind of like a recovery menu kind of that you can get into, and you can, I believe, load an update even from there, or you can just wipe the entire system. But this is kind of the kind of stuff I like to see, is when people are having an issue and then somebody else on the Reddit helps them. Well done. But yeah, guys, that's a little look at the Reddit, the subreddit. Go on over there and get signed up. Like I said, they're at 839 now. I'd love to see that get to 1,000. I think that's the milestone that a couple of the moderators had set up, which shout out to them. Let me pull up the moderators here. We have R. Proder, Potter GT16. That is R Potter who actually does the timestamps. Then we also have the Empress 2, and then of course Kimmerix is Evan. And then there's me with a little crown. Yeah, guys, so go over there, get signed up, and post there, because I'm going to start going through the Reddit more. Fridays, I have more time to do some of this stuff. And then on the weekends, I'm going to start working on probably more review stuff. And then, of course, during the week, I'm pretty packed up with news and daily life and then making news wave. But go on over to the subreddit, get signed up, post some stuff, talk to some people, and hang out, because having a lot of fun on here, and I'm going to start visiting the subreddit a lot more and probably posting things like AMAs or ideas for videos that you guys can kind of participate in. So get on over there, sign up. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.